If a zero is added to a second-order underdamped system, A. The peak overshoot is increased. B. The peak overshoot is decreased. C. The peak overshoot remains unchanged. D. Either A or B. The correct answer is the peak overshoot is increased. PID-controlled system has A. P and I actions in forward path and D action in feedback path. B. P and I actions in feedback path and actions in forward path. C. All the three IEPI and D actions in forward path. D. All the three IEPI and D actions in feedback path. The correct answer is P and I actions in forward path and D action in feedback path. In case of synchro error detector, the electrical zero position of control transformer is obtained when angular displacement between rotors is A 0, B 45, C 90, D 180. The correct answer is 90. For board plot of 1 JT has A slope of 20 dB decade and phase angle tan 1t. B slope of 20 dB decade and phase angle tan 1t. C slope of 20 dB decade and phase angle tan 1t. D slope of 40 dB decade and phase angle tan 1t. The correct answer is slope of 20 dB decade and phase angle tan 1t. For low frequencies such that the log magnitude of factor is 0 dB, A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. For the system of the given figure GJ 0 dB at A 0, B 1 radsec, C, D 2.38 radsec. The correct answer is 2.38 radsec. The slope of log magnitude curve changes by 40 dB decade at a certain frequency and the error between asymptote and actual curve is positive. This means that A double pole is present. B a pair of complex conjugate poles is present. C either A or B. D neither A nor B. The correct answer is a pair of complex conjugate poles is present. A system has high gain and phase margin. The system is A very stable, B sluggish, C very stable and sluggish, D oscillatory. The correct answer is very stable and sluggish. For the transfer function, the polar plot is A semicircle, B circle, C spiral, D none of the above. The correct answer is spiral. A proportional controller is basically A an amplifier with adjustable gain, B an integrating amplifier, C an amplifier with infinite gain, D an amplifier with almost zero gain. The correct answer is an amplifier with adjustable gain. A network has then A it is lead network, B it is lag network, C it is lead network if T1 T2 and lag network T1 T2, D it is lead network if T1 T2 and lag network T1 T2. The correct answer is it is lead network if T1 T2 and lag network T1 T2. The given figure shows log magnitude versus plots of a system for different values of gain. For this system, A curve 1 shows highest gain margin and curve 2 shows poorest gain margin. B gain margins shown by the three curves are equal. C curve 1 shows poorest gain margin and curve 3 shows highest gain margin. D curve 3 shows poorest gain margin while curve 1 shows highest gain margin. The correct answer is curve 1 shows poorest gain margin and curve 3 shows highest gain margin. The purpose of series quadrature windings in Ampliden is to A. Neutralize the effect of armature reaction, B. Reduce commutation difficulties, C. Increase the gain, D. Increase response time. The correct answer is Neutralize the effect of armature reaction. For the transport lag GJEJT, the phase angle A is constant. B varies linearly with frequency. C varies linearly with low frequencies only. D values as per square law. The correct answer is varies linearly with frequency. In classical analog, torque is analogous to A current, B voltage, C charge, D voltage gradient. The correct answer is voltage. The pole zero plot of the given figure is for A non-minimum phase function, B minimum phase function, C all pass function, D either B or C. The correct answer is non-minimum phase function. For the function Gs, the poles are at A S0 and S, B Sj2 and P where N0 1 2, C Sj2 and P where N0 1 2, D none of the above. The correct answer is Sj2 and P where N0 1 2. Which DC servomotor has minimum inertia? A slotted armature construction, B surface wound armature, C surface wound with stationary rotor, D either A or B. The correct answer is surface wound with stationary rotor. Examine the following statements. A all, B 1 and 2 only, C 1 and 3 only, D 2 3 and 4 only. The correct answer is 1 and 3 only. The given figure shows a constant current source driving a parallel RC circuit. It is equivalent to A lag network, B a lead network, C a lag lead network, D either A or B. The correct answer is a lag network. Consider the following statements regarding negative feedback. A all, B 1 2, C 1 3, D 1 only. The correct answer is 1 only. Which of the following are applications of position control systems? A control of sheet and metal thickness in hot rolling mill, B missile guidance of ships, C radar tracking system, D all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. The system in the given figure has A good gain and phase margins, B good gain margin and poor phase margin, C poor gain and phase margins, D poor gain margin but good phase margin. The correct answer is good gain margin and poor phase margin. For a second-order system, delay time Td is the time required to reach A half the final value for the very first time, B the final value for the very first time, C 90 of the final value for the very first time, D none of the above. The correct answer is half the final value for the very first time. Coulomb friction is A the force of sliding friction between dry surfaces, B the force of friction between moving surfaces separated by viscous fluid, C the force required to initiate motion between two contacting surfaces, D all of the above. The correct answer is the force of sliding friction between dry surfaces. A feedback amplifier has forward gains A1, A2 and feedback factor as shown in signal flow graph of the given figure. Because of feedback as shown in signal noise ratio at output will A increase, B decrease, C be unaffected, D depend on value of. The correct answer is B unaffected. The damping ratio of a pair of complex poles when expressed in terms of angle measured from J-axis equal to A sin, B cos, C tan, D cot. The correct answer is sin. The slope of log magnitude asymptote changes by 40 dB decade at a certain frequency and the error between asymptote and actual curve is 6 dB. This means that A double pole is present. B. A pair of complex conjugate poles is present. C. Either a double pole or a pair of complex conjugate poles is present. D. Either a pole or zero at that frequency is present. The correct answer is a double pole is present. Friction forces acts in a direction A. Opposite to that of velocity. B. Same as that of velocity. C. At right angle to that of velocity. D. Partly opposite and partly at right angle to the direction of velocity. The correct answer is opposite to that of velocity. In some on-off controllers a differential gap is provided. A. To make the manufacture process easier. B. To prevent too often frequent operation of controller. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. The correct answer is to prevent too often frequent operation of controller. If there are A. Two poles of GS in the left half plane, B. Two poles of GS in the right half plane, C. Three poles of GS in the right half plane, D. Four poles of GS in the right half plane. The correct answer is two poles of GS in the right half plane. In board analysis the correction at corner frequency is 3 dB. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. In a proportional plus integral control action, A. Proportional gain Kp is adjustable but integral time Ti is constant. B. Proportional gain Kp is adjustable but integral time Ti is adjustable. C. Both proportional gain Kp and integral time Ti are adjustable. D. Both proportional gain Kp and integral time Ti are constant. The correct answer is both proportional gain Kp and integral time Ti are adjustable. An RLC series circuit has if poles P1 and P1 are close to J-axis then A. Resonant frequency is high. B. Q is high. C. Bandwidth is large. D. Q is low. The correct answer is bandwidth is large. A reactance function. A has a pole at origin. B has a zero at origin. C may have a pole or zero at origin. D has a pole or zero at origin and a pole or zero at infinity. The correct answer is has a pole or zero at origin and a pole or zero at infinity.